to the judges, nobody has mentioned you tonight. You know, oh, don't clap yet. You don't know what I'm going to say. You know, it's tough to be able to pick the right men and women, but importantly for the women, because they want to look at their cohort and look at the women they were awarded next to and feel good about it. But more importantly, every young woman, and I think Dr. from Lancet said this, I want my 12-year-old daughter to be inspired by the women you pick. So you can't just do a little bit of so well done for the job. I wanted to say that when I saw the top 40 for this year, because I don't know whether you're aware, sir, I did sponsor the top 40 in 2019. I was delighted. I had joy as I looked through that list and I saw Samantha Kipuri. Girl, have you come far? Do you know she was a media planner? No, in Scanad. I think I used to give her a rough time. Look at me now. I gotta be a little gentle when I speak to her. You've heard me say this before, you cannot become what you cannot see. And because of you, a young lady today knows and she can see what she can become. And I need to get a little serious here if you don't mind. The picture often portrayed in sections of the media is false. There's a false narrative that has been peddled to all of us that would have you believe that a young woman wants a free ride through life. There's a false narrative that has been peddled that they have no ambition and they cannot affect or effect the world around them. It's a lie that is peddled by the mediocre amongst us, and every year when the Nation Media Group and the Business Daily make a point of elevating, highlighting, and celebrating 40 amazing women, they put that narrative to shame. And I'm so proud of what it is NMG does. I've often said I'm a daughter of Beijing, and I'm a humble believer that I am indeed my grandmother's wildest dreams. As a girl from South B who constantly got told to try and fit into a really bad, ill-shaped box because I was too ambitious, too outspoken, too bold, too forward-thinking, too smart, I was too much. You have no idea how amazed I am when I look at this year's top 40. I'm thinking about Patricia Mativo, 26. Where's Jennifer? Jennifer was there saying, woo, I got to make it before, I turned 40. There's a 26-year-old on the list. There's a 22-year-old, Beatrice Chebet. Did she make it here tonight? I want to celebrate, once again, the judges for putting an athlete on the list. It's not something we do. Sylvia Gadoni is 24, and she is an outlier because, when you look at her profile, you're sitting there saying, she does what? She's an e-sport athlete and a Red Bull. She's a Red Bull what? Is that you? Oh, you clean up nice. You clean up nice. But I'm so excited for you. And I just wanted to say, as Jennifer tries to get onto the list soon, my personal photographer is this young lady, Mercy. She's the only female photographer on the floor. Mercy, don't get excited. You're 23. You better be on the list next year. Otherwise, you're not taking my pictures. But ladies, I also want to say that we are on a relay. This is a race. And I need you to understand that we do hand back the baton, but here's the thing about this race. You gotta run as fast as I'm running to catch it, because if you don't, when I do this, it will drop. And I'm not gonna slow down. And no other women who've been named here tonight as top 40, Samantha's not gonna slow down, but she's willing to hand you the baton. So please keep running and catch up. I'm gonna slow down because of you. I'm going to slow down because of that athlete over there. Red Bull what? Yes? Okay, you guys need to Google what she just said because you're in so much trouble. So much trouble. Each one of you tonight is the truest validation that my generation got something right because you're here. If we were not doing our job, then you wouldn't be here because we gave you nothing to look up to. So I love when everybody says, you know, I used to listen to her when I was in high school, and I'm sitting there thinking, what are you saying? Are you trying to give away my age? I'm Kamba. I'm 192 and I'll be just fine. So it can never be said that my generation didn't pass on the baton. It can never be said that I hid and in doing so denied another girl, a lady or a woman, the chance to shine. Because that's what happens when you hide. You're not allowed to hide. But we're on a relay and the race requires you to keep running while asking the young woman behind you to run fast enough to catch you. There's no slowing down. I would be amiss for not recognizing the sheer commitment of NMG in the Business Daily in ensuring that this moment in our time is not just committed to print, but to history. Because it doesn't happen often enough that we get space in press, and then we get press that actually celebrates us. Most times, and I'm sorry, I work in the business, if it bleeds, it leads. And the fact that there's a commitment not only to do this every year without fail for how many years? 15. But I have a challenge. Why don't you have a top 40 in Uganda? You have a presence. And in Tanzania, because I think we need to grow the space. I also want to say that to each and every one of you, here's to 40 to the power 40 to the power 40. You've only just begun. Proudly put this achievement on your LinkedIn, on your profiles, on your resumes, because it actually matters. Incidentally, you're getting some of the most beautiful trophies I've ever seen. I want to know who sponsored them, because mine doesn't look like that. Yeah. However, to the generations of Kenyan women to come who will be inspired purely by seeing you today, reading your story and deciding that indeed they too can dream and do and become amazing with no apology because you went before them and made it possible, I congratulate you. Today, very many women and men walk taller because of you. The lame narrative has been put to shame, and now we know that we can become because we can see. We see you. We see you tonight. Congratulations. Thank you.